Miscellaneous minds, never explaining the minds. Devilish grin for my alias, aliens who respond. Peddling sin, thinking maybe when you get old you realize I'm not gonna fold or demise. I don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it.
What is going on, everybody? This is the Miscellaneous Minds Podcast. I'm your co-host, Puma Gato, the cat that hands your press conference back. And to my left over here is the main man, Jesus De Niro, the man that makes the fat stacks. Together we form the dynamic duo that won't die. Deadly ideas, but in the spicier content than your girls' only fans.
What is going on, everybody? Before we get into tonight's topic, please make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit. And with that, let's get right into it. So, we had the first press conference between Edgar Berlanga and Canelo Alvarez. It was interesting, man. You know, there's something that I've been telling my man here for a little bit now that I feel like Canelo really needs to do. And I feel like, don't get me wrong, he is doing it, but I feel like he needs to fully do it. I think Canelo Alvarez needs to fully embrace his villain. And listen, let me explain what I mean by that. You know, as time goes on, Canelo's going to be criticized more and more for the David Benavidez, for the amounts of money that he asks for the fights that he takes, so on and so forth. And as time has gone on, Canelo has gotten more and more disrespectful. So I think he needs to fully embrace his villain arc. I think at this point, him saying, look, I could do whatever I want, factually true. He's going to get paid an insane amount of money, factually true. So whether you like the man or not, he's going to keep doing him because the fact is he's going to keep getting his way. Now, with that being said, I did mention to my man here that this prototype it's not new. In fact, I'm going to credit the man that initiated it, Floyd Mayweather. If you look at Floyd Mayweather in his early career, Floyd Mayweather fought everybody. In his early career, Canelo Alvarez fought everybody. If you look at when Floyd went from Pretty Boy Floyd and became Money Mayweather, at that point, he started becoming more self-interested, more it's about Mayweather. And if we really want to be honest here, Mayweather, whether you like it or not, needs to credit De La Hoya for his success because it was only after Floyd Mayweather beat De La Hoya that Floyd Mayweather got launched into superstardom. Now, this embracing your villain after that fight with De La Hoya, he really took that into the next level. Every person that he fought, he disrespected him. He made fun of him, whether it was their race, whether it was their fighting style, whether it was the shit that they said, so on and so forth. Every single little thing that Floyd could do, he'd make fun of him somewhere or another. And I think Canelo Alvarez needs to do a similar type of identity. I think it behooves him now that he's getting all this criticism because the more, whether you like it or not, the more people hate you or the more people love you, they're going to tune in. So if you bring on all the haters that want to tune in just to watch you lose, you know, at the end of the day, it's money in your bank account, big dog. So I think in this press conference, he showed a little bit of that. The things that he was saying to Berlanga or saying about Berlanga, I think is along those lines. For example, when Berlanga got into a little bit of a back and forth with Caleb Plant, Canelo said, oh, don't worry about it, Caleb. I'll take care of this man for you. Discussing the back and forth between Berlanga and Canelo Alvarez, Berlanga was saying that it's all about this. It's all about IQ. And Canelo told him, do you really think you have more IQ than Caleb Plant? You really think you have more IQ than Floyd Mayweather, more IQ than Lara? Which, factually true. It's an asshole thing to say, but it's a true statement. So there's things like that where I feel like he's starting to slowly embrace it. When he was asked by a reporter, what keeps you going, Canelo? What makes you still continue to fight with the same vigor? And he's like, motherfuckers like this. Talking about Berlanga. So I think it's good to embrace that and embrace it fully. Be that flossy motherfucker. Be that motherfucker that when you show up, you're like, I don't care who's here. It's about me. To quote a song by Tech Nine, when I walk in the room, fuck everybody but me. Do that, my man. And I think that's a great map for success. I think it'll behoove him to do this. I think he's already embracing it, but I say, hey, fully embrace it, my man. Go full villain. I think it's going to be great. If I'm being honest, I found Berlanga's his answers, I found them lacking. I found the fact that he wasn't, every time somebody asked him, you know, what are you going to do different? You'll see. I think, I've said this before, I think it's maybe a year or two too early for Berlanga to face Canelo Alvarez. I don't feel like he has enough experience yet. I don't feel like, not just boxing experience, but again, just even in these questions, you can see that Berlanga just doesn't have that stage appeal. He doesn't have that character in him for the big bright lights. It's one thing, when 10, 15,000 people come into an arena to see you, that's something. But when you got 30, 40, 50,000, it could definitely get real bright under them lights. So I think it's a little bit too early for Berlanga. That's why, again, we made our other video where I said I would have preferred the David Benavidez fight in September. But hey, look, we got what we got. That being said, what do you think about that, my man?
It's interesting because when you look at Edgar Berlanga's character on stage, and it's weird because when I say character, you want to know at that person's actual character. I mean, you're like, no, he does look like an atypical character of like the arrogant youngster. When you look at how this man dresses, you kind of look to see what his character is kind of like. And this is gonna sound a little bit stereotypical, but you see him in like a baggy long t-shirt, basketball shorts, newest freaking Air Jordans, wearing necklace chains all over him. You think, okay, this dude's a little arrogant, and you think, looking at that, yeah, it seems like the atypical person that you think Canelo would want to son. But he's kind of like in between, kind of doing that and still being a little bit respectful by saying, okay, he's one of the best fighters that I've ever seen. Like, you can't really do this tweener stuff with combat sports. And look, I understand, okay, this is an actual fight. Like, there's no Superman characters and there's no evil, nefarious, mustache twiddling villains. I understand that. I understand that it's reality and all this, I'm this super big villain or whatever. I know that's not realistic. I know it's not realistic. But people, and this is going to sound stupid, people aren't sold on realism. Even though this is a real fight, people aren't sold on realism. As ridiculous as that sounds. Even if Canelo had fully respected this man, which again, I think to some extent he does respect him on some level. He's a boxer at heart, and he's as humble as can be. Even when I look at some of his villainous quotes, I still think there's still some part of him that kind of says, I probably shouldn't have said it like that. It seems a little bit too disrespectful. But look, man, if you want to be able to sell the fight, if you want to be able to fully embrace his character, which I feel like he's trying to, he's just not quite adjusting there yet. You kind of have to go whole hog. Again, whether you want to like this man or not, I think Colby Covington, whether you love him or hate him, gets it completely. He fully embraces the role, even if he doesn't himself fully believe it, and there's evidence to suggest that he doesn't. He understands who he is in the fight game entirely. Whether you love him or hate him, he at the very least knows how to sell a fight. He embraces the character fully. And again, whether you think his antics are called for, whether you think they're disgusting, the one thing you can't deny is that he understands his character completely. Which I think Canelo has a little bit of trouble fully embracing that, even when he has the atypical person in Berlanga that you think he can fully embrace it on. Berlanga has a lot of fuel for this. Berlanga is, in Canelo's personal experience, he's inexperienced, he's a little arrogant, he's cocky. There is plenty of fuel for Canelo to go on to completely go full villainous on this man, and he's not quite going for it at the neck like you would expect him to. And if he wants to go the villainous route, he needs to go whole hog on it. This isn't a disrespect Edgar Berlanga as a character, but when you look at it, you think, yeah, this is the atypical person. If this was the villain arc, this is the perfect person you'd want to start with. This is the perfect starting point to you becoming fully arrogant, to say, from here on out, this is the Canelo show. You pay to see me. You don't get to negotiate my salary. I negotiate my salary. I'm not the star in your show. You're the star in mine. And it's weird that he's not going whole hog on this, even though, again, has a complete license to do so, and yet he's still kind of holding himself back a little bit. It's weird. And unfortunately, people aren't going to tune in to see a person that's kind of villainous, but sometimes he's a little bit of a sweetheart. No, people want to see a full-blown villain, and he's not exhibiting that, unfortunately.
Yeah, man, listen, I think people are going to tune in just because, it's kind of Alvarez fight, so there comes a certain contingent that's going to tune in no matter what. I understand what you're saying. I do agree with you to a certain degree that, if you're going to be, this persona that you're trying to put out there, that you're this badass, you're this, I'm going to take care of my job that day, so on and so forth. I think you do need to come with a little bit more than that. I think you need to sell the fight a little bit more. With that being said, listen, Berlanga's just not there yet. I'm sure maybe in another 2 years, maybe the man will have a lot more experience both on the mic and in the ring, but it is a little bit early for him. With that being said, listen, who would turn down, a massive payday? It's hard to say no, when you get picked and you have a potential, multi-million-dollar payday on your hands. So I think it'd be definitely hard to turn down no matter what the circumstance, whether even you think, hey, look, it's a little bit too early for me. But listen, it's going to be a good fight. We'll do some more updates as soon as the fight gets a little bit closer. The press conference just happened, so we figured we'd do a little bit of an update on that. It'll be interesting. Again, my money's on Canelo Alvarez. I think Berlanga just a little bit too early, too green. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting no matter what. And listen, the card itself, good card, man. Good card. A lot of good people on it. Caleb Plant's fighting on there. I saw that Stephen Fulton's fighting on there. It's gonna be good, man. It'll be good. It'll be a good card for everybody. I'm looking forward to it. So definitely tune in September 14th. And with that, make sure to like, comment, hate, subscribe, DM us about the bullshit, and
Until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you on the next one.